Right now, the media is telling you that the American dream is completely dead for young people, but behind the scenes, something historical is happening. Single Gen Z women are absolutely crushing the housing market. They're out buying the single men 2 to 1. They are working multiple jobs, sacrificing their social lives. They're raiding their 401ks. They're fleeing the major markets just to get a foot in the door when it comes to real estate. Even though first time home buying has hit its lowest level since 1981, a select group of young women are rewriting the rules. Today, guess what, guys? We are going to be breaking down the exact blueprint they are using to beat the system, the brutal sacrifices it takes to win, and how you can use their secret strategy to buy a home right now, even with a single income. Now, that's very important because the very last tip and trick I'm going to give you in this video is going to be that secret sauce. It's so simple, it's hitting you right in the face, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. So let's break down this process very quickly for everybody. So we're going to look at the shocking Gen Z gender split. Again, we talked about the fact that the women are out buying the men 2 to 1, correct? Ladies, awesome. Guys, you got to get your game face on, boys. Anyways, the single ladies out there, all the single ladies, anyways, had to do that. They're actually make up a massive 35% of all the buyers in their generation. They're ultimately crushing the guys who are only coming in at 18% of the future first-time buyers. Now, this goes all the way back to college. We call it college wealth, right? The women are outpacing men in college attendance. Way to go, ladies, again. Attending higher career starting salary jobs, which puts them in place to be in a faster savings position. Now, the historical fight for independence, this will blow your stinking socks off, right? If you haven't heard this, it's like, I can't believe I'm going to say this. It wasn't legally safe, whatever the heck that's supposed to mean, for women to get a mortgage alone. Get a mortgage alone until the 1970s. Yep, I said 1970s, not 1870s, 1970s. And the Gen Z is embracing that hard-fought freedom, which is so awesome. And by the way, what the heck is wrong with us before 1970s, right? Come on. Here's the brutal first-time buyer reality. Now, the total share of first-time home buyers, like we talked about, has hit record lows since 1981. Now, a lot of the first-time home buyers, which is very standard for first-time home buyers, is that you don't have equity to lean on or leverage, aka you don't have another home to sell for the most part to take that equity and then roll it in to your new property so you can compete with corporate investors and wealthier couples. Again, when I say wealthier couples, I mean the fact there's 2 of them, not 1 of them. All right, hence the word couple. And then the $417,000 mountain, well, that equates very easily into the national median price of a first-time home is $417,700, which makes it an uphill battle. But there's also some mitigating circumstances there, like what part of the country you're in, what kind of career you're in. Are you married? Do you have kids? Where's your money going? Though there's all mitigating factors, but keep that in mind. That's still a hefty price. My first property that I bought was an even $300,000. That means it's jumped, $118,000. Yeah, that's a steeper hill to climb. So let's talk about sacrifices. You single ladies out there, you're literally doing the no fun multiple job hustle. That's quite literally what you're doing. We have Bree and we have Marianne. And they had to save half of their paychecks, right? Now, they're working multiple jobs, and they literally stopped going out completely because they would rather put this money to work for their future than a cosmopolitan down hanging out with the girls or hanging out with the guys, having a great Friday or Saturday night. They are smart in the noodle cakes. That means smart in the head. So it also means they had to do concessions in regards to what are they going to be driving and where are they going to be sleeping. A lot of them, when we did this kind of census, they found that a lot of the first-time home buyers prior to buying, they were driving around broken down cars. They're bouncing between temporary rentals and couches. Thank you, friends and family. And then this is the best one. I've seen it happen. And I say best, it's just because reality hits, right? Okay, check this one out. So after winning a home, young buyers, again, seen this happen, have described after they actually get the home, right? They win the offer. They have this unmistakable feeling of needing to puke from fear and just terrified of the anxiety of the actual financial weight that they just voluntarily put on their shoulders. I remember when I bought one of my homes, I did the same thing. It was like a million and change, and I saw my monthly bill, and I'm like, I know the feeling. Okay, let's button this up and get you guys on your way. So here it is. Remember I talked about the blueprint? You had to stay for the very last part. Now, I got a couple of bullet points here, but here's the last couple of them. So the 401k and family leverage is a very popular move for a lot of the folks, but 1 out of 10 home buyers, young home buyers, are actively rating their 401k, retirement accounts, and then they're asking grandma, grandpa, uncle, and aunt, mom and dad, brother and sister, whoever, to assist in the securing a down payment. Now, there's multiple different ways to go about that, and talk to a lender to kind of figure out exactly what those might be. Now, the micro market escape is a fascinating concept here. So what we're seeing with all these young ladies, 35% of the buyers, and men, 18% of the buyers, what we're seeing is they're fleeing the overpriced major metropolitan cities, and they're buying in more rural, small town communities, those areas where they can pick up a property for anywhere, and this is national averages, right? Anywhere from like 175,000 to about 218,000. Of course, everything's going to shift and change based upon the geographic location. But here is the magic potion when it comes to getting ahead on real estate purchases. You guys ready? Get your pens and paper out. Here it is. Last point. Gen Z buyers are not buying single family homes. They're not buying condos. This is the great part. They're buying duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes. The whole thought pattern is, guys, this isn't sexy, okay? But this is a major asset that you can roll the equity forward in your future purchases and leverage it for future purposes at the exact same time. You have a duplex, you're paying one side, they're paying the other. If you structure it right, they probably pay at least half, if not a little over half, just based upon normal market rental rates, right? And you can live at a much reduced cost. And you get a triplex or a fourplex. Now we're just talking about making money, and yeah, it could be like an apartment. It's not going to be super sexy and cool. It's going to be freaking awesome. Because I want you to go look up this term, 1031 exchanges. It is a very simple legal process that the federal government put together so that you can roll your non-owner occupied investment assets, all the equity in these things, you can roll them over into your next non-owner occupied asset. You guys can go from a duplex to a fourplex to a sixplex to an eightplex to a 10plex, 50. You can see how this is going, right? It's a brilliant move for creating and sustaining wealth and income. So take a look at it, guys. This is awesome. You're amazing. Go out there and buy some real estate. You know that I love you. And please give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. Give me a like. Give me a follow. Share. And let's have some more fun together. All right, guys. Have a great day. Until the next one. Boom. Peace. Love ya. Bye.